Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Cooper, and today I'll be giving a speech on different types of persuasive presentations. There are many different types of persuasive presentations out in the world for different audiences. Based on your audience analysis, she may use a one-sided, a two-sided presentation, a pro-con, con-pro, or inductive versus deductive, or ascending versus descending. These, again, are all based on your audience analysis. The first one I'll be talking about is one-sided versus two-sided. One-sided are better for non-neutral audiences or those that would be able to see something physically, something simple, like a simple or non-controversial topic. Simple being a minor change in a rule or a regular procedure. With one-sided, you're able to list your supporting evidence much more easier. On the opposite of that, the next one is two-sided. Two-sided is where both parties have their arguments in a presentation. With this, more evidence is listed, and the audience has a greater capability to grasp what's happening. With this, it's great if the presenter can anticipate the concerns of the audience. This is a key part in the art of persuasion. Again, two-sided presentations are better used for competitive ideas, something that is more opinion-based and not more factual. And lastly, the best thing to do when you're using this type of presentation is to involve your audience into the presentation, because if an audience believes that their concerns are answered during your presentation, they're more likely to follow your point of view. The next set being pro-con versus con-pro. Pro-con is where your positives are for your negatives, and con-pro is where your negatives are for your positives. With using these, you should determine your audience first. This is very key. Using the wrong one would really hamper your chances of having your audience listen to you. Pro-con are better for supportive to neutral crowds in which they know what's happening, or maybe they're down the line. Knowing the concerns is also key on this, because if you're able to get to these concerns and let the crowd know that they are negatives to yours, they'll know that these are things you're actually trying to work towards. Con-pro is better for skeptical or hostile crowds, where they would want their concerns to be addressed first before they hear any type of positive they have, because in a hostile crowd, you're more susceptible to getting people who are negative. So if you get the negatives out the way and get the positives, they'll listen. Overall, with both of these, you'll gain credibility with your audience if you recognize your cons. This is based off a trial done at the Purdue Online Writing Lab. The next one being ascending versus descending order. This one is from the Harvard Online Writing School. Overall, again, this one is based on audience analysis. Ascending is where your powerful point is last, where you end with a bang. This one is better for less engaged or less informed crowds, more for those who might not be completely interested in your topic, or those who might not know anything about your topic. With this, your intro should grab their attention and really keep hold of it. Also, you should use in this presentation, you build up the audience's knowledge, where you build up evidence towards the ending. The next set being descending. Descending is where your powerful point is first. You start off with your bang. These are more better for informed crowds, where they know what's happening and they want their details first before they actually get into the little nooks and crannies of it. Again, with this, you would want to reaffirm your strongest point at the end. You do not want your details in the middle to seem like they're trivial, since you started off with your biggest detail in the beginning. Alright, there's some key points to my presentation today. One is that knowing your audience is very key. With knowing your audience, you're able to choose the right presentation structure, which would help you very much in picking the right audience and picking the right presentation structure. Another thing is that a hostile crowd is maybe the hardest crowd to give a presentation to, because they typically are, wouldn't say negative Nancy's, or they're people who wouldn't actually listen to what you have to say, because they would rather have their concerns or problems they have with it addressed first. But with these crowds, you also run to the problem where you're very defensive because it's human nature that one would become defensive whenever someone opposes their idea. And another thing, in all these presentation types, avoid verbal fillers. This is from Steve Hyman at the Cal Poly Sonoma Institute. Thank you and have a nice day.